Hi, my name is Juan C. Martinez. Today's date is 11/15/2018. This is Circuit 7, attempt for letter B. And this sketch makes use of a push button on pin 2 and another one on pin 3 to turn on and off an LED which is attached to pin 13. So we have INT LED pin equals 0 pin 13. That's where our LED is going to be placed. Now we have INT input pin 1 equals 0 pin 3. So our push button number 1 is going to be on the 0 pin 3. And then our push button number 2 is going to be attached to the 0 pin 2. As we have INT input pin 2 equals the 0 pin 2. Alright, now we go to the setup. It says pin mode LED pin output. So we're going to be providing power on the LED pin 13. Then we have pin mode input pin 1 equals input, and then pin mode input pin 2 input. So those two buttons are going to be inputs, meaning that the Arduino is going to be reading from the 0 pin 3 and the 0 pin 2. Alright, let's jump into the loop. So in the loop we have an if statement. It says if digital read input 1 equals low, meaning if our digital pin 3 is low, then digital write LED pin low. So if the input pin 1 is low, our LED is going to turn off. Else if digital read input pin 2 equals low, and then so if the digital pin input pin 1 is low, the LED turns off. Else if the input pin 2 is low, then the LED turns on. So if the input 1 is low, the LED turns off. If the input pin 2 is low, the LED turns on. Alright, so let's look into the Arduino now. We're gonna check the code. Has already been uploaded, by the way. And let's see, here we have it. So we have it just as before. We have the ground, the 5 volts positive to the positive side of the breadboard. Then we have the black wire, which is the grounding, connects to the negative side of the breadboard. We got pin 13, and that's gonna be connected to the positive side of the LED. And then we have the grounding. We have connected it to the resistor. We got this green wire that's gonna be or the 0 pin 3 attached to push button number 1. It also has a resistor attached to the positive side of the breadboard to the 5 volts for the input reading. We have the yellow wire that's connected to the 0 pin 2. That's for push button number 2. It also has a resistor as well, connects to the 5 volts of the Arduino. And then we have the grounding wire to the other side of the push button, to our negative side on the breadboard. Alright, so if all goes well, it says that push button number 1, it will turn off the LED, but push button number 2 is going to turn it on. So press it, it turns on the LED with push button number 2, and then push button number 1 should turn it off, and it does it. Okay, on, off, on, off. On, off, on, off. And that's the way that we have the Arduino read. So it reads power. So when it reads voltage, right now, when the button is on press, the Arduino is reading the 5 volts. When we press the button, it stops reading it, so it makes it low. So when push button number 2 is low, it turns on the LED. When push button number 1 is low, it turns it off. And that's it.